Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Witch Hat Atelier. Last time around we had A Nightmare Stained in Black, where we learned about the different tests for all the witches. We learned some interesting viewpoints by Riche and Agate about how they view their own futures and the tests and everything. Kiefer had an encounter with a terrorist and slightly lost one of his leads. And Coco now has a fever, and Kiefer rushed her to a hospital. And where last we left, Tartah helped Kiefer get Coco to the hospital, and now he has a question about Mr. Noah's memories. So that is pretty much where we are. So, yeah. I guess that's pretty much that. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Witch Hat Atelier. Here we go. Man, what a more chill episode, you know? A bit of the calm before the storm, I'm guessing. What are you, embodiment of forbidden magic? What the hell does that mean? Can a spell become sentient? I mean, can you create such a spell that it essentially casts sentience? I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure that out next time, so. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh. I can't get over Coco. I can't get over how goddamn cute she is. You just want to protect her. You just want to like bundle up, you know? Just like bundle up with little Coco and read a book, you know? Maybe have some hot chocolate. I don't even fucking drink hot chocolate. I want to drink some hot cocoa. You know what I mean? The actual like drink, like a hot chocolate, not you know what I mean. Like I want to like drink hot chocolate, which I don't drink, and read The Hobbit, which I've never read, to Coco. That's what I want to do, you know? So, good freaking grief, man. She's so clever, though. Creating a spell to reverse things. And it's interesting, too, because with Tartah, I'd be curious to see where we're going with Tartah. Because he keeps coming back, you know? So, I assume we're going to keep dropping in on him every once in a while. And it's interesting, because, I mean, it really is he can't go far, technically, in the world of witches, you know, and, you know, the witching world is not very accommodating for, you know, people with a disability like his. But I like that this episode basically is hey, you can still go your own direction, you know? You can still forge your own path. I mean, hey, if he could be like a doctor, that could be kind of interesting, you know? You just gotta... I mean, I don't know, because it's like, you know, she asked the question, like, oh, do you have any interest in becoming a doctor? The thing is his Silverwash, which, you know, we don't know, like, would she basically say, like, well, you can't, but I mean, she had to have known, because, you know, that's the whole thing of, like, well, maybe she's just thinking it's not labeled, so he was trying to figure out, because it's not labeled, he's trying to figure out which one it is, but she might know, she might have figured out that he has Silverwash, you know? So, if that's the case, can you become a doctor if you have Silverwash? I don't know. You know? It would be... Well, I mean, hey... I mean, that's the main thing, is that, you know, seeing all the ingredients and stuff, but you can use that spell. If he could, like, draw that on a glove, not on his hand, because he can't do that, but if he could, like, draw that on a glove or something, you know, and just, like, hold it up to something to see what it is, that could work, you know? And maybe maybe if that's the case, maybe they at the hospital in Calm, maybe they would be accommodating for him for that. I don't know. That could be an interesting thing. But he also is he's an apprentice, pen carver, which is something you don't need color for. So it is at least something of like, well, he does still have that as a path, and it seems he's almost had a renewed interest to do that, because he wants to now make this pen a perfect pen for Coco. So yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting. I mean, that's the thing, is that it's like, the whole idea, it's an interesting thing of like, the world of witches is not very accommodating, They're not very accommodating for people with, I mean, what I'm just going to say are disabilities, but, with special conditions, I guess you could say. And it's interesting, though, because it's magic. You can do anything with magic, Like, at least, yes, obviously there are the rules within this witch world, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff you can do. I mean, he can, draw out this spell that doesn't require color whatsoever, and he can use that to figure out which medicines are which. That is something that he overcame. It's a problem, a challenge that he overcame with magic, and in a way that, the fun police are not going to come in and start beefing with 12-year-olds, So that's the thing. It's like that is a very good way of doing that, And it really does seem like, I don't know, maybe there needs to, the thing is, maybe there just needs to be a school, or I guess it would be an atelier, where, maybe it takes in these sort of, again, what I'm going to call special needs, apprentices who need accommodations. They need something. It's like, okay, not only am I going to teach you about the world of witches, but I'm going to teach how you specifically can figure things out. We're basically just gonna workshop ideas of, okay, you're put into this scenario, how do you get out of it? If for instance, you have silver wash. I assume too there's probably other special conditions that we just haven't seen yet. All we've seen is the silver wash so far. Who knows? Maybe there could just be someone without hands, or something like that. Or, for some reason, or maybe they're like Doctor Strange, where their hands that you cannot hold such a delicate instrument. For him, it's a scalpel. For someone else, it could be a pen. So for someone like that, it's like, okay, well, how would you do that? How would you accommodate for someone who can't use their hands as well? Just thinking about it, one thing maybe I would do, although if your hands are pretty shaky, if your hands are too shaky, that affects how you're drawing. But I was thinking, if you literally cannot hold a pen, could you have a glove that basically is a pen? So basically ink would come out like a little tip that comes out the finger, and then you could draw like that. But if your hands are too shaky, that presents the next problem. But that would be what I would think if you physically cannot hold a pen. And who knows, maybe it's that if you try holding a pen, your hands are too shaky, but when you just have your hands like this, they're fine, So that way, you run like this little tube, essentially. This is making my hand itch like crazy. But you run a tube along your hand, and then basically have the tip of a pen right at the end of your finger, and then you draw like that. That could be cool. That could be really cool. I don't know. Like, but that's the thing, is that, it's like, yes, there are a lot of people with a lot of different problems. There's a hair in my mouth. Okay, I think I got it. But there's a lot of people with a lot of different problems in the world, obviously. And it's magic. It's literally fucking magic. Like, you can figure something out to help people along. It's essentially use magic to use magic, Like, surely there must be a spell. Yeah, this freaking hair is driving me crazy. Surely there must be a spell that you can use that basically takes, all these different colored liquids and just adds a scent to them, Just like, oh, this one smells like grapes. This one smells like rotten eggs, Like, there's plenty of smells, This one, maybe it just smells like the rain. I don't know. But you essentially use that. Maybe even use it, like, on the bottle itself. Like, instead of, have it on your glove to, like, to make the scent. What if you just have it on the bottle itself, You have this nice little casting seal on the bottle, and thus, when you open it, there's a perfect, distinct aroma that makes it work, Now, I suppose the difficulty could be, well, if someone switches out, if someone empties out that bottle and puts in a different thing, then the smell is going to communicate to you the wrong thing. Well, don't do that, First off, don't do that. But second off, maybe instead of, okay, so my idea was you have all these different vials with all these different colors, and you do different seals on each one. But they're all different things, technically. They're all different things. So what if you have one seal that reacts a particular way to each one? That way, even if you have multiple vials, even if someone like swaps the contents of two of them, it still produces the same smell because it's one seal across them all. That could be interesting. But probably no one's thought of that because Eastie's nuts and the Nazis over there are getting rid of people's fun. They're like, no, you cannot make smells. Stop having fun. Magic is not fun. Because he sucks, I don't know. It's like there's so many things that you probably could do, but nobody fucking does it, And there's a lot of ways of doing it without doing forbidden magic, too. Like, there's plenty of ways to do it. Everything I've said stays within the confines of the rules of magic. The Knights Morales should not have a problem with this, Because you're literally just making a little seal on a plastic vial, or on a glass vial, or, the thing that I said, earlier, which is have the casting seal that Coco and Tartah made, but just put it on a glove. Surely you can put something on a glove. Obviously, you can. They can put the flying seal on shoes, so put it on a glove, and then there you go. And then he can look and see all of that, It's awesome. Magic is awesome. So there should be ways of doing this, There should totally be ways of accommodating different people with magic. It's magic. Even within the confines of the rules of not using forbidden magic, there's still so many things you can do. It's called magic, Hey. So yeah. And Coco is an adorable bean who must be protected. We can extend that to Agate, since she's clearly being targeted next by the brimmed caps and the embodiment of forbidden magic. What the hell does that mean? We'll have to find out, but yeah, this was a good episode. It was also kind of nice to learn that I thought Calm was an entire city of just witches. Apparently it's not. Apparently there are normal people there too. So it seems though that where they were, like where they were with the hospital and everything, all of that, maybe it's just that specific island is where, I guess that would make sense. The island is which is where Mr. Nolnoa's shop is. That's where it's just witches, and only witches can go there. But everything else, what we saw with the hospital there, that has a lot of normal people, which makes sense. Normal people need hospitals too. So, yeah, okay, that's probably it, is that there's two different parts of Calm, and Mr. Nolnoa's shop is on this island where it's just witches. They're the only ones that can get over there anyway. So yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. But yeah. But Tartah has his own spell. He's going to be using that spell like crazy, Well, okay, not like crazy, but he's going to be using that spell because now that's a thing that can help him, I'm sure Mr. Nolnoa would be fine with that, So even if, maybe he doesn't become a top witch or anything like that, he definitely, the same with Coco, he sees a ray of hope, you know? So that's good. I really, really like that, you know? That's really, really great. And the fact that this gives us insight into how we can save Coco's mother, you know, by reversing the spell. Of course, they need to find the book in order to find what spell that was, but yeah, man, it's crazy. This was great. This was a great episode, man. I think we got 3 more this season, so I'm excited. Get excited. I'm already excited. I love this fucking show. This show is great. I'm so happy I reacted to it. So yeah, with all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Witch Hat Atelier reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.